Good evening all. How are you all? Good. So I will share one good news also. I got second daughter. Already have one daughter. One more goddess I got. Like you people. So today, anthropology syllabus I will discuss, complete paper 1. First you understand the syllabus, then I will discuss PYQs also. So how the questions are there. Then I will start with first unit, meaning, scope and nature of anthropology. First we will understand what is anthropology all about. In anthropology what we are going to study. For example, Aristotle want to tell that anthropology is about study of infinite curiosity about man. So everything, infinite curiosity, everything. Our social life, our culture, our eating habits, our dress pattern, our economy, our polity, our religion, our marriage, our family, everything. It's an infinite curiosity about the man is anthropology according to Aristotle. Whereas for E.B. Taylor, so several anthropologists will be there. So in anthropology, we have to understand from the perspective of anthropology, means anthropologists. For example, when we are reading Bible, what will be there in this particular paragraph, in this particular lines, it will be there. In Bhagavad Gita, it is been present in Purusharthas, it is present in this particular Vedas, it will be there. When we reading Quran, in this particular phrases, it will be there. There are not, means what? It is a Bible way of reading, it is a Bhagavad Gita way of writing. My audio clear? So in the same way, for an optional, first you have to understand, there is something called as jargon. Technical language will be there for every optional again. It can be a public administration, it can be geography, it can be political science and international relations. For every optional, there will be a jargon, a language. That language we have to adopt. That language we have to write. That words we have to use. Again, English, that is not English language, that is called as technical language, jargon of anthropology. That is very important. So whereas E.B. Taylor, so these words E.B. Taylor, Aristotle, these are anthropological way of understanding the subject. Whereas E.B. Taylor tells that anthropology is all about understanding about the primitive man. He exclusively focused anthropology is a discipline which studies only about primitive man, like tribals, Adivasis. Oh, that means anthropology is this for E.B. Taylor. Anthropology is about infinity curiosity about man is for Aristotle. So in that way, there are various perspectives of understanding of anthropology that we have to understand first. So before that, we will go into the world of anthropology. So our world of anthropology is nothing but marks. If this anthropology is going to give marks, then it will become the world. If not, it is going to be hell. So how we have to get the marks? First we have to understand syllabus. So in this anthropology, so I divided paper 1 into 6 modules and paper 2 into 6 modules. Paper 1 into 6 modules and paper 2 into 6 modules. Paper 1 consists of Introduction to Anthropology and Evolution of Man. So what is that anthropology all about? How the man has been evolved comes under 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6. This is Introduction to Anthropology and Evolution of Man. First understand the syllabus. Then we have archaeology. General archaeology means concepts oriented archaeology and Indian archaeology. That is 1.8a comma b. That is called as archaeology. Archaeology is about understanding the materials, material cultures. That is called as archaeology. Like what? Tools. This is pen. So when I study about pen, after 1000 years, if I study about the same pen after 1000 years, it is called as archaeological studies. Why? Because it is what? A material, it is a tool, it it's a material. So, study of materials is called as archaeology. Socio-culture anthropology, complete socio-culture, sit down, first sit down, you already came late, sit down. Socio-cultural anthropology, society, culture, marriage, family, kinship, economic organizations, political organizations, religion. So, our social living and cultural living. What is our social living? Society. This is a society. Cultural living, how the people will do marriages, how the people will establish the family, who are your kinship, kinship means relatives, who are your relatives, what is my economic subsistence, what is my political systems. For example, if you go to a tribal population and if you ask what is your economic subsistence means livelihood. So, instead of livelihood, what word I am using? Economics, that's it. So, I will go to a tribal population and I will ask that, what is your economic subsistence? What he will tell? Hunting. Oh, why their economic subsistence is hunting? That is their social living. That is their cultural way of living. That comes under socio-cultural anthropology, which is second unit, third unit, fourth unit and fifth unit. Second unit, third unit, fourth unit and fifth unit. Then we have anthropological thinkers or theories. What is their perspective according to E.B. Taylor? According to Malinowski, what is family about? According to Franz Boas, what is language? According to Henry Morgan, what is religion? According to James Fraser, how religion evolved? So, these all social concepts, what we come across in our daily life, all the social concepts, what we come across in our daily life, according to them how, according to them how, according to them this why, according to them this why you are coming to this conclusion, that we will be understanding from thinker's perspective. According to this thinker, in this way family came. According to this thinker, culture came like this. According to this thinker, civilization came in this way. So, thinker's point of view, understanding socio-cultural anthropology from theory's point of view, thinker's point of view, that is it. Understanding socio-cultural anthropology, this is generally, oh, in this way family came, in this way society came, in this way marriage came. Understanding this through thinkers is unit number 6, unit number 7, unit number 8 together. Unit number 6 is exclusively thinkers, unit number 7 is understanding the languages of the societies, and while studying about the societies, anthropologist will go and do field work, that is called as field work studies. 6, 7, 8 together is called as anthropological theories. Then we have physical anthropology. Physical anthropology is 1.7, 9, 10, 11. 1.7, 9, 10, 11 is physical anthropology. Means what, sir? Again understand, it is not biology. If not, the term will be called as biological anthropology. It is not biological anthropology, it is called as physical anthropology. It is not science, it is social only. But understanding how, means husband is having one genetical disease, wife is not having genetical disease, both got married. So, what is the probability the next generation is going to have the disease? In that way, we will be understanding the probability of occurrence of disease in the next generation in which subject? Physical anthropology. Mainly genetical disease. So, what is happening to the two persons who are genetically diseased or who are not genetically diseased or who are having some genetical disease? So, what is the probability that next generation might have the disease will be coming under the module called as physical anthropology. Then finally, 12th unit. Finally, 12th unit. What all we studied here, we will be applying, like in sports, like in defense, like in forensics, like in criminal cases, like in paternity diagnosis. So, in different sectors, what knowledge we got, we will be applying. In this way, The paper 1 is divided into 12 units. The paper 1 is divided into 12 units. So, Introduction to Anthropology is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, Introduction to Anthropology and Evolution of Man. And next is General and Indian Archaeology is 1.8, A comma B. So, what is missing? 1.7. 1.7 is here in Physical Anthropology. 2, 3, 4, 5 is what? Socio-cultural anthropology. 6, 7, 8 is called anthropological thinkers. Physical anthropology is 1.7, 9, 10 and 11, whereas applications of anthropology is 12. So, if you have command on this 12 units, your anthropology has been completed. Why, sir? This paper 1 is called as General Anthropology. This paper is called as Indian Anthropology. So, applying these concepts in Indian perspective is paper 2. Applying this knowledge in the perspective of India, from the Indian tribes point of view, from Indian society point of view, it is called as paper 2. So, paper 1 is called as General Anthropology. Paper 2 is called as Indian Anthropology. First, you should get an idea, basics. People will think, yeah, directly I will become a pilot. Tomorrow I should get all India rank 1, sir, what I have to do? One student is there. He asked me, sir, give me only one book you give me, sir. You ask me which page number, which line, I will tell you, but give only one book. I will read like anything. It won't work like that. Slowly, step by step, it should sink inside. We have to digest it. It should present in our blood. Optional will make, optional will break. First, we have to believe this. Without optional, you will not get rank. 95% of the aspirants who crossed 300 marks, they are into IAS and IPS. 95% of the aspirants who crossed 280, they got all India ranks, some rank. Below 280, very less people got the ranks. Means minimum 280 you have to, and to get IAS, IPS, you have to get 300 marks. Uma Harati got 283 marks. If she had got 293 marks, she would be all India rank 1. Nidhi Pai got 325 marks. In interview, she got 149 marks. If in interview, if she got 180 marks, she would be rank 1. Means some or the other we have to manage properly, but optional is most important. Means she got 110 rank Nidhi Pai mainly because of optional. So, first we have to understand, so 2 papers are there, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is called as General Anthropology, paper 2 is called as Indian Anthropology. In paper 1 we have 12 units, in 12 units we have different modules, 6 modules are there. So, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6 is called as Introduction to Anthropology and Evolution of Man, and Indian and or General Archaeology is 1.8, 2, 3, 4, 5 is called as Socio-Cultural Anthropology, 6, 7, 8 is called as Anthropological Thinkers, 9, 10, 11 and 1.7 is Physical Anthropology, and 12th unit is called as Applications of Anthropology. Finished, done. So, this is 250 marks. Next to 250 marks is Indian. Same. Here what? Introduction to Anthropology and Evolution of Man. Here, Introduction of Man in India. Evolution of Man in India. Here, evolution of man generally. In Africa, in Asia, in Europe, how the man has been evolved, who is our ancestor across the world. That comes under paper 1. Evolution of man in India comes under. So, this is unit 1. Evolution of man in India. Here we are understanding evolution of man in the world. Indian social system, 2nd unit, 3rd unit. Caste system. What is most important? Caste system. How this caste system came? What is our population? How much population? What is the demographic profile of India? How many races are present in India? Everything about Indian social system, like mainly caste, races in India, we will be understanding in unit number 2 and 3. 4th unit is, I am 100% sure that Just before now, what is your age? Just 4 years back, I am sure 90% of the aspirants who are listening this particular class, they don't know there is a subject called as anthropology. Or you will be studying anthropology, or it is going to be my optional, or something anthropology one book will be there, or anthropology subject is there. So, how this anthropology as a discipline evolved in India? Development of anthropology in India, 4th unit. How independence got in India? Immediately what you will tell? If I ask you how India got independence, without taking the names of freedom fighter, whether you can answer it? Without taking the freedom fighters, whether we can answer? No. Similarly, how anthropology has been developed means whom we have to take? Indian anthropologists. So, we have to remember them, we have to understand their contributions. There is a D.N. Majumdar, there is an S.C. Dubey, there is Sharat Chandra Roy, there is an L.P. Vidyarthi. So, they contributed. Because of their contribution, anthropology has become a discipline in India. Indian village study, 5th unit. Impact, very easy, you know everything. Indian villages, what is there in Indian villages? Farmers, what are the problems of farmers? Impact of globalization on Indian village, what is there in Indian village? Caste system, what is the impact of media, what is the impact of globalization? How farmers are, why farmers are committing suicides, what is the impact of green revolution? So, whatever is happening in Indian village, we will be studying here. Where the caste system is there, caste system is more in urban areas or rural areas? Rural areas. If you drop from red bus and you go towards your home, people will not call you by your name, people will call you by your caste. For every caste there will be one colony, one street. If a person is going into that street means obviously he will become to that particular caste. So, caste system is more prevalent where? Indian village. More draconian where? Indian village. That we will be understanding. Indian village studies. Tribal India, 6, 7, 8. Together is called as tribal India. Who are tribes? Yes, who are tribes? Adivasis. Adivasis कौन होता है? Who are tribes? What characteristics determine them as tribes? Generally called as tribes, or indigenous people, or scheduled tribes. There are some characteristics given by Government of India. If that characteristics is present in them, that particular community will be called as tribes. Like what? Isolated form of living, living in forest, shy to contact with mainstream, forest way of living, low literacy rate, low education, that particular community will be called as tribes. So, understanding the concept of tribe and what are the problems of tribes and what is the solution for the tribes. For example, Government of India or Government of any state come up with any irrigation project, come up with any developmental project, come up with any mining activity. First they have to displace whom? Tribals. Why? Because tribals will be living in the forest and the forest is a hub for minerals. So, if I want to develop mining there, if I want to develop infrastructure project there, if I want to come up with any developmental activities, so I have to acquire the land. Which land I am acquiring? Forest land I am acquiring, and in the forest who is living? Tribals. So, for them then what I will do? I will throw them. I will throw them. You have to go. So, where they will go? They will come to the mainstream. Mainstream means what? Urban people. When they come to urban people, whether urban people will exploit or not by seeing their innocence, so they become beggars. So, tribal people life is becoming more worst. So, that we will be understanding in tribal India. Then finally, Indian social issues and applications of anthropology on this 9th unit, regionalism. Now, two big movements are there in India. One is called as Khalistan movement, other is called as Greater Nagalim movement. Nagaland people are asking for separate country and Khalistan, Sikh people are asking for separate country. Why there is such a demand? Social issues, social problems which India is facing, that we will be understanding in 9th unit. So, overall in Indian anthropology paper to have 9 units, 1 to 9. So, this is 9th unit. In this way, remember this. So, paper 1 is called as general anthropology, paper 2 is called as Indian anthropology. In paper 1 there are 12 units, in paper 2 there are 9 units. So, 12 plus 9 is equal to 21 units. Okay, sir, 21 years. We will go more deeper. There are some books also, book list also I will give you. So, first 1.1. First 1.1 we will be understanding meaning, scope and development of anthropology. So, what is the meaning, what is the definition of anthropology? What anthropology will study, that is called a scope. What anthropology will study is called a scope. What anthropology will study, for example, I will compare anthropology and history. History will study only those societies which are present from script. When there is a script, from that particular time only the history will come. Before history, what? Prehistory. What is prehistory? Who doesn't have script. So, anthropology is the only discipline which will be studying the prehistory and history, whereas history is the only subject which studies only history. So, who is having more scope? Who is more wider? Anthropology is the wider. History have a limited, means they will read the books, the scripts and they will come to a conclusion. Whereas anthropology, when the script is not present also, they will try to decode it. They will understand how they used to live. They will understand how the societies are, how the cultures are. So, which discipline is having more wider scope? Anthropology. So, that we will be understanding meaning, scope and development of anthropology and relationship with other disciplines. Anthropology interrelated with social science. Anthropology interrelated with behavioral science means psychology. Anthropology related with life sciences means biology and zoology. Anthropology related with medical science means allopathy. Anthropology interrelated with earth science. If I want to do archaeology, whether I have to dig earth sciences and humanities. What is humanities? Economics, polity and history is called as humanities. Relationship with other discipline. Anthropology related with social science, anthropology related with behavioral science, anthropology related with life science, anthropology related with direct questions will be there. 2023, the very first question is, write the relationship of anthropology with social science. Direct question. Direct 2023 first question. Write the relationship of anthropology with social science. So, the beauty of anthropology is the questions will be very direct. 96% of the questions will be from the syllabus directly. 4% some or the other will be there, that is it. That also if you have command on the subject, you can. For example, I will tell you. Glottochronology is one question which is asked in 2023 mains. 10 marker they asked, glottochronology. Sometimes we have to use our common sense also. Glottochronology, most of the people didn't hear it, but everyone know the answer. They could not understand the question. Some intelligent people, what they did, they read in Hindi also. They read in Hindi also. In Hindi it is Bhasha Kramena. Bhasha Kramena means what? What you understood? Chronology of language. Chronology of language, first paragraph only you will read it. In unit number 7, first paragraph will be the chronology of language. Then people who came out, sir, Gotto chronology, what is this Gotto? I am not understanding. Then I told, read once down what is there in Hindi. People who read Hindi, Bhasha Kramena, it is there. Means that is called as wisdom. From knowledge we get. Knowledge, whoever reads will get the knowledge, but only few people will have wisdom. Wisdom means at appropriate time you have to use your knowledge. Now it's the time not for the knowledge, it's the time for wisdom. We need to have the wisdom. Third, sub-branches of anthropology, main branches of anthropology like what? Socio-cultural anthropology. Unit number 2, 3, 4, 5 is called as socio-cultural anthropology. Biological anthropology or physical anthropology. Archaeological anthropology, 1.8. Linguistic anthropology, unit number 7. So, what we are going inside the subject, it is present in the form of main branches of anthropology. The question will be very direct. 2022 question, write about linguistic anthropology. Write about linguistic, not one question, just I am not taking one example. Almost all questions will be in the same format. Write about linguistic anthropology. If you have 10 points in your pocket, Out of 10 you will get 6 marks. Getting 6 marks is supreme marks. For that, for every topic you need to have 10 points. Remember this. For every word in the syllabus, if you have 10 points in your pocket, then you will get nearly 5 to 6 marks. 5 marks you will get. If your answer writing is good, your English is good, your grammar is good, your linking is good, you will get 1 more mark. Hence, it will become 6 marks. Human evolution and emergence of man. Here we will be understanding evolution of man. 1.4 onwards, this is called as development of anthropology. This is evolution of man. In evolution of man, we will understand biological and cultural factors in human evolution. I am evolved. Understand this. I evolved. I evolved means only size. Only size, or it is way of living also. Way of living also means what? It's a biological as well as cultural. So, human evolution is a combination of what? Biological evolution and cultural evolution. So, how biologically we evolved, how culturally we evolved, that interrelationship we will be understanding. The subject will be interesting when you go slowly, you know. Fire, innovation of fire is responsible for marriage. Sir, how fire led to marriage means yes, fire, innovation of fire led to the evolution of marriage system. So, one evolution is leading to another evolution. For example, mother became soft biologically. Why mother became soft? What happened? Man is evolving slowly. So, when man is evolving, theory of use and disuse according to Lamarck here. So, theory of use, I am using my brain more. So, what is happening? Theory of use, when we use, we develop more or not? So, when we develop more, what is happening? The brain size is increasing. So, the brain size has been increased. So, from the birth canal of mother, the head is not coming out. Why? Because I evolved, mother evolved, father evolved. So, when the baby is growing up, what happened? So, with this evolution, their brain size is increasing. Theory of inheritance of acquired characters, it entered into the baby head is also increasing. Why? Because intellectuality is increasing. So, that baby head is not coming out from the birth canal. So, what happened? Mother's pelvis region increased. Why? Because the baby head should come out. Hip region has been increased, pelvis region has been increased, because of which what happened? Soft. The body became soft. When the body became soft, now the lady became soft, so she cannot go for hunting. Now, who should go and bring food for him? For her? Man should. So, she understood that after giving birth, that man should not leave me. After giving birth, that man should not leave me. Why? Because I am unable to go for hunting. So, the lady started selecting. Why? Because after my birth, after the birth of the child, he should not ditch me. He should stay with me. He should stay with me means whether I have to go randomly or whether I have to select. I should select. Why? Because it is not only about giving birth, it is also about taking care about me and my child for another 4 or 5 years. So, what she did? She started selecting. When she started selecting, a novel bond started establishing between both of them. That novel bond between the boy and girl or mother and father is called as marriage. They tied. You married, so it is your responsibility. So, how the intellectual capacity which led to the increase in size of the brain led to a system called as, very interesting, that we will be studying in biological and cultural factors in human evolution. Theories of organic evolution. Darwin's theory, pre-Darwinian theory and post-Darwinian theory. Darwin is one person. Before reading, I am telling you, before entering into subject, we feel who is this Darwin, Charles Darwin. But once we understand, we will like him like anything. His concepts are so much. So, before Darwin's what happened, after Darwin's what happened. Before Darwin is called as pre-Darwin, Darwin what he told, after Darwin. So, 3 theories will be there. One is called as pre-Darwinian, other is called as Darwinian, other is called as post-Darwinian. 1.4, similarly others. 1.5, people will tell that man had evolved from chimpanzee. Some people will tell that man evolved from monkey. Some people will tell that no, man evolved from orangutan. So, whether really we evolved from orangutan, monkey or chimpanzee will be decoded in this particular primates. Characteristics of primates. What is the relationship between the human being and primates? Who are primates? Gorilla, orangutan, chimpanzee, these all are called as primates. So, whether we came from it or they came from us, or whether we are same or our ancestors are. Understanding the relationship between the man and the primates we will be studying in 1.5. Then 1.6 is mainly about our forefathers, our ancestors, our great grand ancestors, Australopithecines, relative of all of us. After Australopithecines, we have Homo erectus. After Homo erectus, we have Neanderthal. After Neanderthal, we have Homo sapiens, and we are in the Homo sapiens line. How this evolution happened? Understanding about ourselves, knowing about ourselves. Today we are here like this in UPSC interview. Favorite question for UPSC interview who is attending through anthropology as optional. Favorite question UPSC in the interview board they are asking, after 500 years what would be the evolution of man, or after 5000 years what would be the evolution of man, whether man is going to be the same or man is going to be different. Can you tell me? It is certain or uncertain? Whether answer is there? No answer, but still anthropology will give the answer. Why? Because we understood the past, how we evolved today from Australopithecines to Homo erectus, Neanderthal to Homo sapiens. So, in that particular procedure when we understand, we can understand the future predictions also with respect to evolution of man, that we will be understanding in 1.6. 1.8, 1.7 is physical anthropology, 1.8 is archaeology. Same syllabus is present in your history also. If you read here properly, there you can leave prehistory. In your history, how many topics will be there? 6 topics will be there. One will be prehistory, ancient history, medieval, modern, art and culture, modern history, world history, world history. How many are there? 6 are there. Prehistory has been completed here. If you properly understand this topic, you no need to read history there. Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Chalcolithic, in that way we will be understanding the archaeological evolution of man in 1.8. 2.1, it is about culture, it is about society, it is about marriage. It is about family, it is about kinship. One by one. First we have way of life. When there is a way of life, we people come together and we establish a society. When we establish society, people got married. When they got married, the next is they established family. When they established the family, they got relatives, hence kinship. When they got the relatives, they will ask for food, hence we need to give food, hence economic organization. When food is more, they will fight, so hence we need to control them. In order to control them, what we need to have? Political system, political organization. When political organizations are also not sufficient to control them, then we will tell that one supreme power is looking at us. Who is that? Religion. Who is that? Religion. 5th unit, socio-cultural anthropology. So, 2.1 is culture, 2.2 is society, 2.3 is marriage, 2.4 is family, 2.5 is kinship, economic organizations, political organizations and religion. Questions will be very, very direct. Very direct. I will give you PYQ's booklet from 1995 to 2023. Every day in the class, for every topic, we will take one PYQ and we will discuss, and you have to write and you have to submit. So, how the questions are there? You will only understand. What we studied, the same question will be there. And application of one current affair. Application of one current affair which we will do in the classroom on. Next. Thinkers. Classical evolutionism. We tell classical school. We use the word classical evolutionism, classical school. Classical school means what? Old school. So, in anthropology, what is the old school, which is called as classical evolutionism? Some. Classical evolutionism, remember like this. Classical evolutionism, 1 school. Historical particularism, 2nd school. Diffusionism, 3rd school. Functionalism, 4th school. Structure functionalism, 5th school. Structuralism, 6th. Culture personality school, 7th. Neo-evolutionism, 9. Culture materialism, 9. 8. Symbolic, 10. Cognitive, 11. Postmodernism, 12. This 12 schools, only single single line of understanding will be there. Single line of understanding. Who accepted that single line, they come under this school. Who accept that single line, they come under this school. For example, if I am Hindutva, then you will tell me I am a right wing. So right wing is what? A thought. Right wing is what? A school. If I tell no, equality is important. No religion, religion should not be given importance. People are equal, every religion is equal. Then I will call it as what? Left wing. Centrist, some people will be there who will tell no, religion is important as well as equality is also important. Then those people are called as centrist people. Means people who are abiding by that philosophy, who are abiding by this philosophy, who are abiding by this philosophy, they will be called as what? Right wing people, left wing people and centrist people. Similarly, who accept classical evolutionism, they are called as classical evolutionists. Who accept historical particularism's concept, they are called as historical. So like that, how many schools are there? 12 schools are there. 12 schools on your fingertip. You have to ask your friend after completion of class, tell me cognitive anthropology. What is symbolic and interpretative theory? What is new evolutionism? What is the core? Who are the anthropologists present in Culture Personality School? Benedict, Mead, Linton, Gardner and Cora Dubois. In that way, you have to ask your friends and you have to remember. 6th unit. 7th unit, culture, language and communication. Field work traditions, research methods in anthropology, where we go to the field and we do the field study. That is called as 8th unit. 9th unit, genetics, Mendelian genetics, genetic polymorphism concept, chromosomal diseases, genetical diseases. This is very important. Race and racism. Race and racism. In South Africa, there is concept called as apartheid, whereby the black people were being discriminated legally by the law. So why such discrimination? What made them to be discriminated? What is their mistake? Whether their color is a mistake? That we will be studying in race and racism. There are some genetic markers. Ecological anthropology, when I am climbing hot, when I am going to hot climate, when I am going to cold climate, when I am climbing plateaus, mountains, how my biology is going to change in ecological anthropology. Diseases, epidemiological anthropology. What are infectious diseases? What are non-infectious diseases? Similarly, human growth and development. How we are going to grow, human growth and development. Menarche and menopause. There are some demographic theories with respect to fertility. What are the factors which are responsible for increase in population? That we will be studying in 11th unit. And 12th unit is about applications of anthropology, anthropology application in sports, anthropology application in nutrition, anthropology application in defense, anthropology application in personal identification. So everything, all applications will come under applications of anthropology of 12th unit. In this way, there are 12 units of paper 1. When you have command over this 12 units of paper 1, I am telling you, automatically you will get command on paper 2. Paper 1 is completely static, paper 2 is dynamic. What is happening in Indian tribes? What is happening in Indian villages? So paper 1 is static. So in the static topic, we will take this current affair and we will add. For the static, we will take this current affair and we will add. For example, what is the current problem which Indian villages are facing? Other than caste, all this problem, now the new problem came which is called as corporate farming. What is corporate farming? Corporates are coming and they are taking 10 to 15 villages and nearly 50,000 hectares they are taking on lease and they are telling them to cultivate it. After cultivating, they are telling that we are going to buy the same product at a predetermined prices. But when the product is been out, these companies are running away. Then who is facing the failures? Who is facing the problem? Farmers. So now corporate farming is a very big problem. For example, recently in Punjab and Haryana, the Lays company, PepsiCo Lays company, for a variety of potato, they took lease up to 1 lakh hectares, but they are not ready to buy. Who are the sufferers now? Farmers are the sufferers. So the current problem which rural India is facing, the current problem which tribal India is facing, the current problem which communalism, Hindu-Muslim conflict or regionalism, why they are asking for separate country, this all we will be studying in paper 2, that we will be linking in paper 1. And as a teacher, I told this is paper 1. But when we read, first we have to complete paper 1, then you have to complete paper 2, then you have to integrate it. For example, 2.3, what is a unit? Marriage. What is a contemporary problem or contemporary issue with respect to marriage? Live-in relationship. Sir, more contemporary or more current affair is what? Now same-sex marriages, there is a demand for legalization of same-sex marriages. Section 377 was been decriminalized by Navtej Singh Johar case. Decriminalization of section 377, now the same-sex people are telling that yes, you did a very good thing by decriminalizing same-sex activity, but why you are not legalizing? Legalizing means I will go to a register, 2 boys or 2 girls will come and do my marriage, means they have to do the marriage. That is called as legalization. Supreme Court told no, that we cannot do. If you want to go to your parliament, ask your parliamentarians to make a law. If they make the law, we don't have any problem. BJP is known for what? Conservatism. Whether they will make this law? No. If they make this law, they are against their own philosophy. So in that way, what is the current issue with respect to marriage? What is the current issue with respect to family? What is current issue with respect to family? Nuclear family ended. Now what? Single parent families came. Mother is working here, father is working there. So the families also became single member families. That is a contemporary issue, current issues. So apart from static, we should also add the current things which are happening in the society. This is some terms you have to remember. Sir, you told there is some jargon, that jargon we have to remember, you told, sir. So can you please tell me what would be the jargon means? Terms. Acculturation, you have to identify it. Enculturation, adaptation, cultural ecology, assimilation, integrationalism, egalitarianism, culture relativism. So when you are writing an answer, these words you have to use. These are not per se English words, these are anthropology words. So these words you have to identify and you have to make a note. These words you have to remember. So whenever you are listening the class, if this words comes, you have to make a round and you have to remember those words. In this way, like endogamy, exogamy, ethnography, ethnology, simple society, homogeneity, heterogeneity, these are not simple words, Homogeneity, simple society means people living in one society following one religion is called as homogeneity. People living in one society but having different belief, different faith, different religion, different language is called as heterogeneity. Before understanding the meaning, it is like a big word. Once we understood, it is a means I am telling you, not only for this subject, every subject there will be a separate terminology. For economics also you will have a terminology. You have to use current account deficit, capital account deficit you have to use. For geography you have to use La Nina, El Nina, Nina you have to use. You have to write those words only. So similarly, anthropology is also having its own jargon. Australopithecines, sir, what is this, sir? I am unable to spell only Australopithecines. Before learning it, it is a tough word. But once you understood, he is our grandfather. I said, okay, sir, he is our grandfather. Australopithecines, Homo erectus, the words. So first we will go with unit number 1.1. So first we will understand what is anthropology, what is the meaning of anthropology. Okay, see, anthro means man. Study of man is called as anthropology. Study of man in different perspectives, past, present, historically, comparatively, subjectively, objectively, So, understanding about man in past, present, understanding of the man subjectively, objectively. What is subjectively, sir? Subjectively means interpretation. How you are looking at me according to you might not be true according to me. Are you getting my point? So, I have my own history, I have my own background, I have my own problems, I have my own way of living, which might be contrary to you. So, how you will judge me? According to your understanding. So, that particular interpretation, understanding is called as subjective. Objective means scientific. In any perspective, if you analyze, the understanding is same, it is called as objective. So, understand these two words, objective and subjective. Objective a plus b whole square, any society a plus b whole square will be the same. So, scientific approach is called as objective. Individual perspective, interpretation, culture point of view, society point of view is called as subjective. So, understanding about the man subjectively, objectively, understanding of the man past, present, understanding of the man historically and comparative, that particular discipline is called as anthropology. The term anthropology was been coined by the first time by Aristotle. Aristotle was the first person who coined the term called as anthropology. Anthropology is the study of origin, development and nature of human species. Means what type of man I am, how I evolved, how I developed. Everything about the man in the discipline of anthropology. Then you should get it out. Then what is sociology, sir? So, sociology will not study about origin. Sociology will not study about development. Sociology will understand only contemporary society. Today, how the society is according to various thinkers. It will not have an historical perspective. That is the difference between anthropology and sociology. That is the reason people will tell that anthropology is a wider discipline than sociology, and anthropology will give a very good perspective, because when we understand historically, we will understand, or right now if we understand, we will understand properly. Historical. A person doesn't got the rank. A person who got the rank, people will appreciate the person who got the rank, but when we understand him, why he didn't got the rank historically, whether we will have a compassion to that person or not. Oh, this is the reason because of which he didn't got the rank, this is the reason he got the rank. For example, IPS officer son, a farmer son, or IAS officer daughter, or a daily wager daughter. So, daily wager daughter went to UPSC interview, IAS daughter went to UPSC interview, and this person got the rank, this person didn't got the rank. Objectively when we see, she got the rank, but subjectively when we understand, I will appreciate her. Why? Because coming from that background, she went up to. So, that is anthropology. Sociology will understand only scientifically. Sociology will understand only objectively, whether you got rank or not, whereas anthropology will understand the history, the society, the environment, the circumstances. Hence, it is called as holistic discipline. There is a major difference between anthropology and sociology. Anthro means man, pology means study. Study of man is called as anthropology. It is study not only about human beings, but also about study of human beings living in societies and the lifestyles which are labeled as culture. So, it is not just understanding about man, it is understanding about the man from the perspective of society, understanding about the man from the perspective of culture, why he is behaving like that, what made him to behave like that, what might happening inside his brain because of which this action is coming up, that we will be understanding in anthropology. Hence, we tell anthropology is subjective. Anthropology is not science, anthropology is social science, anthropology is social subject, anthropology is humanity, anthropology is art. In art, what will happen? Subjectiveness will be there. Whereas in science, what will be there? Fixed. certainty will be there, objectivity will be there, rationality will be there, but in anthropology what will be there? Interpretation will be there. So, anthropology is subjective in nature. It is a study of man, society, culture, environment, human psychology and human biology. So, everything about the man, from man's society, man's culture, man's environment, everything when we understand surrounding the man is part of anthropology. Aristotle is called as father of anthropology. The term anthropology is coined by him. Anthropology is defined as a discipline of infinite curiosity about himself. Infinite curiosity means everything is an infinite curiosity. Why I am catching this pen is also infinite curiosity. You can catch like this, no? It is also a infinite curiosity. People, I learned like this because of my history, because of my family, because of my schooling, because of my environment, because of my friends. So, everything will have a reason. So, infinite curiosity of a man is studied under the discipline of anthropology according to Aristotle. Anthropologists seek answers to enormous variety of questions about human beings. Anthropologists seek answers, they get answers for infinite questions. Why your behavior is like this, why your culture is like this, why your dress pattern is like this, why your food habit is like this. Who will give an answer, who will search for the answer is anthropologists. Between 14th and 17th century, anthropology was disciplined to deal mainly about systematic study of man as a physical and moral being. It is from 14th century, anthropology is slowly developing. So, from 14th century to 17th century, anthropology was being just study about man and his moral being only. Then what happened? From 18th century, we started studying about the society, we started studying about the culture, we started studying about the man, we started studying about way of living, we started studying about the environment. So, all the dimensions are being added by 18th century, but from 14th to 17th century, just we are understanding the man and the behavior of. So, we are analyzing the discipline, the growth of anthropology from 14th century. 14th to 17th century is just about physical man and his existence. But from 18th century what? Man, his society, his culture, his way of living. In 18th, 19th, social, cultural aspects are added, whereas in 20th century the discipline became more multidimensional. So, first it was only physical, then societal studies, cultural studies added, then it became multidimensional, means all aspects started becoming part of anthropology. So, development of anthropology. What is a unit name? Meaning, development and scope of anthropology. Meaning we understood. Who gave the meaning? Aristotle gave. Development 14th to 17th century, 18th, 19th century, 20th century it became multidimensional. Development of anthropology. Nature and scope of anthropology. In anthropology what we will do? It is a holistic. It is about studying about man in the society, studying about the man in culture. Each and every aspect of man will be studied, hence the scope is what? Holistic, as well as historical, evolution, as well as comparative. How the man is been there in India, how the man is there in Africa, how man is there in Europe. So, three perspectives are there to understand the scope of anthropology. What are the three perspectives? Holistic, historical, comparative. Holistic, historical, comparative. So, everything we will study historically and everything we will compare. So, that comparative study, holistic study and historical study. This is the scope of anthropology. So, scope means what? Ambit. Ambit is what? Everything from history and we compare. Meaning, development, scope. Anthropological explanations are not limited to any particular group of human beings to any single period of history. Earlier anthropologists concentrated only on non-Western civilizations, and now scope covers all the cultures. First of all, the anthropology when came into existence, it mainly studied only African societies. In 17th century, 16th century, 18th century, they were been focusing only on Africa, then they came to Asia. By the 20th century, they started studying across the world. we can conclude that anthropology is a study of everything that is related to human, that is human beings from biological orientation to cultural systems, and how both influence, how biology influence culture, how culture influence biology. That holistic studies will be happening in the field of anthropology. That is about meaning, scope, development of anthropology. Write down the notes. Anthropology is a study of humanity. Anthropology is a study of humanity. Anthropology is a study of humanity, full stop. It is a broad and interdisciplinary. It is a broad and interdisciplinary field. It is a broad and interdisciplinary field. It is broad and interdisciplinary field that encompasses a wide range of topics including human biology, evolution, culture, society, and language. Underline those. So what we have to, it's human biology, it is evolution, it is society, it is culture, and next. According to anthropologist, heavy land, according to anthropologist Heavy Land, HAVILLAND, Heavy Land, people's attempts to find answers, to the fundamental questions, have shaped a significant portion of human history. Next paragraph. Aristotle is often referred as father of anthropology, comma, he coined the term called as anthropology. And he characterized anthropology as self-centered gossip. About himself and because of this gossip, anthropology became a discipline. Immanuel Kant Immanuel Kant in his book Anthropology, comma, defined anthropology as, book name is Anthropology, defined anthropology as field of study that examines and describes the origin of animals, comma, human beings, comma, social and cultural development. Full stop. Next paragraph. Whereas E.B. Diller, this is very important, every man's, what is their thought process with respect to anthropology. Whereas E.B. Taylor defined anthropology as the study of prehistoric people, their physical characteristics, comma, races, languages, comma, customs and practices. This is understanding of meaning of anthropology. Next side heading, development of anthropology. Banu. Anthropology as a discipline evolved from Anthropology as a discipline evolved from 14th century, comma, from 14th to 17th century, it is a study of man as a physical being, and moral being. Comma, 18th and 19th century it developed as not only human as a physical being, but also is social and cultural setups, SETUPS, setups. Full stop. By 20th century, anthropology evolved itself as a multidisciplinary subject in nature. multidisciplinary subject in nature. Next slide heading. Scope of anthropology. Scope of anthropology. The scope of anthropology can be understood. The scope of anthropology can be understood. Can be understood as holistic, historical, and comparative. Holistic, historical, and comparative. Full stop. Here holistic means study of man in all dimensions, such as social, cultural, environmental, biological, and moral. Full stop. Historical scope. Full stop. Historical scope mainly explains about the evolution of man, historically. And anthropology also compares. Anthropology also compares different societies from different cultures' point of view. Culture's point of view. We can conclude that anthropology is a subject of everything. Anthropology is a subject of everything. That is related to man, from biological orientation to cultural systems, and how both influence each other. Write down one question. We will do one mains answer writing now. First question. Write meaning, scope, and development of anthropology. Direct question will be there. Write meaning, scope, and development of anthropology. 10 marker. 10 marks. See, any question when they ask, first we have to break the question. Meaning is there, scope is there, development is there. So first we have to write what is anthropology. Anthropology we understood Immanuel Kant, E.B. Taylor, Aristotle, Havilland. 4 definitions we got it. Remember only one definition. According to Immanuel Kant, a German philosopher, anthropology is this. So first is definition of anthropology. Then meaning. So, anthropology studies about the man. According to Aristotle, it is the infinity curiosity about the man. Studying about the man in different dimensions itself is a part of anthropology. Second paragraph. So, we have to divide the question and understand in paragraphs, write in paragraphs. So, first what is anthropology? Meaning of anthropology. Next, scope of anthropology. Then anthropology had a wider scope. It can be understood in three perspectives: holistic, historical and comparative. Holistic side heading, historical side heading and comparative side heading. 10 marker, 2 pages. So, how many paragraphs completed? First is anthropology we did, second meaning we did, third scope we did. Again scope we have 3 side headings, we have holistic, comparative and historical. Then you will rotate the page. Then development of anthropology. The development of anthropology can be understood from 14th century. From 14th to 17th century, it is about the study of man as a physical being and moral being. Whereas in 18th and 19th century, studying of man not as alone, but as a part of society and as a part of culture. But whereas by the 20th century, the anthropology has been developed as a full-fledged subject or full-fledged discipline, hence it became a multi-dimensional in nature. And finally, to conclude that it is the interrelationship between the biology and culture, and the relationship between both is part of anthropology. Any question when we do the answer writing practice, we have to divide them into pieces. Next 1.2. Next unit is 1.2. 1.2, what are the topics we have? 1.2, relationship with other disciplines. Relationship with other disciplines. First one is what? Social sciences. Relationship with other disciplines. First is social sciences. So, what we will study in social sciences? Social sciences, social, and the relationship is social sciences versus anthropology. Versus anthropology. So, here sociology, it is nothing but social science means sociology. The relationship between the sociology and anthropology. First, anthropology will study past, present, whereas sociology will study only present. Anthropology is historical, whereas sociology is contemporary. First we will understand, see, whenever there is a question like write the comparisons between, write the relationships between, then we have to write the differences, we have to write the similarities also. When we write the differences, when we write the similarities, hence we establish the relationship between both. So, first is time scale, first that is historical, this is contemporary. Anthropology is inclusive. It studies all the people, all the sections of the people, whereas sociology will studies only selected few. It will study only selected few. It is advisory in nature. It is advisory in nature, whereas anthropology is non-advisory. Means what? In anthropology, it will not give advices. Anthropology will give us information. Anthropology will give us, this is the society, this is marriage, this is family, in this way the people will be living, these are the problems for them, this is the status quo. So, anthropology will give the information about the factual details, whereas sociology will advise, hey, this is the thing you have to do, this is the people you have to do. So, advisory nature will not be in sociology, advisory nature will not be in anthropology, advisory nature will be in. So, when advisory nature is there means what? Recommendatory in nature, top down approach will be there. There will be few people who will be advising, but anthropology will not be advisory, hence it is called as what? Inclusive. Non top down approach. People themselves will sit together, they will come to a conclusion and they will address their own problems, but sociology they will try to give answers, they will try to give solutions. But here the facts information will be provided, the advices will not be adopted or advices will not be taken, people themselves will come together and they will find a solution, but they will not take advices. Differences. We understood differences, similarities. Similarities between sociology versus anthropology, social sciences versus anthropology. Both will study about man. Both will study about man. Both will study man as a part of society. Both will study man as part of society. Both will try to address the problems. Both will try to address the problems. This also will address the problems. This is the main similarities between the sociology or social sciences versus anthropology. So, there are relationship of anthropology with social science, relationship of anthropology with medical science, relationship of anthropology with life sciences. There are some anthropologists who are present in both. Sociology is present, they are also present in anthropology. For example, the most famous sociologist is Emile Durkheim. The most famous sociologist is Emile Durkheim. The same person is also present in anthropology. Emile Durkheim. Similarly, there is a sociologist called as, there is an anthropologist called as Levi-Strauss. Levi-Strauss is also present in sociology. Means what I want to tell you, there are anthropologists and sociologists who are similar. There are anthropologists who are not at all related to sociology. So, when we are trying to establish the relationship between the anthropology and sociology, what are the differences, what are the similarities, who are the anthropologists who are present in sociology, who are the anthropologists who are present in, write down. The relationship 1.2, relationship of anthropology with social science. Relationship of anthropology with social science. Whenever there is a need to establish the relationship, whenever there is a need to establish the relationship, whenever there is a need to establish the relationship, whenever there is a need to establish the relationship, we need to consider similarities as well as differences. We need to consider the similarities and differences. Differences, right? Sociology and anthropology. First one, what difference? Right, differences, sociology and anthropology. First difference is what? Anthropology is past and present, whereas sociology is only present. Yes. Anthropology is present and past, whereas sociology is only present. Second difference, anthropology is historical, whereas sociology is contemporary. అంటే అప్పటి బంధం, ఆ సొసైటీలో ఏముందో అది చదవడం, contemporary. Third, studies selected few. Sociology studies selected few. Anthropology inclusive studies. Sociology advisory in nature. Whereas anthropology non-advisory in nature. It helps in data collection. Just it will give the data. Then we have to make the judgment. Then similarities. First similarity, first one. What is similarity? Both studies about the man, both studies about the man and his social and cultural setup. Next, both sociology and anthropology tries to solve the problems of man in particular, society in general. Both attempts to solve the issues related to man in particular, society in general. Emile Durkheim, Emile Durkheim, Emile Durkheim, Emile Durkheim is the popular sociologist, is the popular sociologist. Emile Durkheim is a popular sociologist, is a popular sociologist who also contributed a lot to anthropology, who also contributed a lot to anthropology. Comma, whereas Levi-Strauss, Levi-Strauss, L-E-V-I-S-T-R-A-U-S-S, L-E-V-I space S-T-R-A-U-S-S, whereas Levi-Strauss, a French anthropologist who also worked in the discipline of sociology, who also worked in the discipline of sociology, who also worked in the discipline of sociology. Understand this. See, initially anthropology was a subset of sociology, social sciences. Initially anthropology was a subset of sociology. Slowly, the anthropology has become so much big that anthropology became an independent discipline and started competing with sociology. Initially, paragraph change. Initially, anthropology was a subset of. Initially, anthropology was a subset of social sciences. Was a subset of social sciences. Was a subset of social sciences, comma. Because of its multidisciplinary nature, because of its multidisciplinary nature, because of its multidisciplinary nature, anthropology evolved, became independent, and started competing with sociology. Full stop. Hence now anthropology and social sciences both are on the same strata of STRATA, strata of humanities, full stop. See, I will tell you, two demands are there from students. First demand is notes dictation, second is ready-made notes. So, according to your wish, I will be doing from next class. So, you want note dictation or ready-made notes, means printouts. People who are lazy, they want what? I know people who didn't come with book also, with pen also. They have ticket in their hand. Cinema ticket. So whether you want notes or direct printout. So I will put poll after the class. According to the poll, who is maximum, which one is maximum vote, accordingly I will be doing. Okay? If you want ready-made notes, then ready-made notes. If you want dictation, I will be doing the dictation. Okay? So how the classes are going to be? As first class, I started with very basics, 1.1 anthropology. Then tomorrow I will complete 1.2. Then we will go for 1.3. Unit number 1 of paper 2. First I will do this. Paper 1, unit 1, paper 2, unit 1. Then I will go for socio-culture anthropology. Second unit, third unit, fourth unit, fifth unit of paper 1. Then I will go for anthropological thought. So first, what is anthropology? What are the subjects which are present in anthropology? How the evolution of man happened? What is material evolution of man, which is called as archaeology? Then socio-culture anthropology. Then we will go for 6th unit. So first unit, second unit, third unit, fourth unit, fifth unit we will do. Then we will go for 6th unit. In this way, the class program will be there. So today I will post the poll whether you want class notes ready-made or dictation of the notes. Accordingly, I will be doing. Other than this, any doubts you have, you can ask me. See, we can remember more easily by dictation. That is the reason. So any more doubts or anything you want? So from tomorrow onwards, I gave you one question. So that structure you do. You submit me. Tomorrow onwards, daily one question. Tomorrow, whether based upon the poll, whether you will be getting the ready-made notes or dictation, we will decide. Okay? Anyone, have any doubts, you can ask me now. Tomorrow, we will meet at 6 o'clock. Thank you. Huh?